everyone, Amanda here. Today we're going to be using a set of resistance bands with a door frame attachment. So if you've ordered a set of resistance bands for home use, they frequently come in a package with 5 different levels of resistance bands, a set of handles, and a loop that has a foam looking donut or round piece on the end. And that item can go into a door frame to secure the resistance band to add different heights to your workout. So today we are going to be using this resistance band and the door frame attachment. So make sure that you're standing near a door that is secure and that you can close with this loop through. Now ideally the door would open out away from you so that when you're pulling on the bands from the other direction, it will stay secure and not open and hit you. So you want to make sure that you're using the side of the door that will be secure, holding the bands in place. So to start out, we're going to start with our heaviest weight. So for this, I've added my 4 heaviest bands in my resistance band pack. That is black, blue, green, and red. I've added the handles on either side, and I'm going to loop the handle and the bands through. So the door frame attachment is halfway on the bands. Now we're going to start with a lat pull down. So we're going to place our bands at the top of the door. So bring it up to the top, looping the foam piece through. Close the door securely on the bands. Now from here, we're going to take this to a kneeling position. So I'm going to be using a kneeling pad. You can use a cushion, a folded up towel, or a yoga mat, whatever you have handy. So this kneeling pad is actually just from the dollar store, and it's actually for gardening. So super easy to purchase and inexpensive to add to your home gym. From here, I'm going to place my kneeling pad about 4 feet back from my door, and my band is securely in place. From here, I'm going to take an overhand grip, and if you find it's not perfectly aligned, just adjust them slightly so that they're hanging with the handles evenly. Let's step back. Now it doesn't matter which leg you have kneeling on the kneeling pad or on your pillow, but lift through the chest, place your foot securely on the floor, and gently lean back slightly. From here, we're going to start with an overhand grip, and as we pull down, we're going to pull and gently rotate, squeezing the elbows in. We're going to start with 12 reps. Ready? Here we go. Exhale on the pull, squeeze, and release. Exhale, pull, squeeze, and release. So the elbows are traveling back and downward. Exhale, inhale. Try to squeeze your shoulder blades together every rep. Breathing through this. Now I'm going for 12 reps here. 7, 8. But remember, if you fatigue before that, go ahead and stop a little earlier. Or you can do a couple more reps if you're moving at a little bit of a faster pace. But the pace should be relatively slow, making sure that you're getting that squeeze at the bottom. All right, let's loosen it up. We're going to come up to standing. We're going to take this into a standing plank position. So I'm going to keep the same weight on my resistance bands, but I'm going to turn around, facing the other way, with my palms facing out. And from here, I'm going to step forward and lean forward, lifting my arms up, extended overhead. So my arms are back next to my ears, and I'm gently leaning forward, adding a little bit of resistance. Now from here, let's lift single leg up, pressing the heel down toward the floor. Breathing through this, bracing your core. Keep holding this plank. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that foot down. We're going to switch feet this time. So once again, lean forward, tension on the band. Lift the opposite leg up, pressing the heel down toward the floor, and brace the core. So you're using your shoulders and your abs to resist against the band. 4, 3, 2, and loosen it up. Lower the bands down. We're going back to our kneeling lat pull down. Once again, doesn't matter which leg is forward. Lower down to a kneeling position. Shoulder blades back, chest lifted. Let's go for 10 this time. 10. Nice big squeeze in those shoulders. 9. Breathing through this. 8. Get those elbows down. 7. Nice and tight to the torso. 6. Breathing through it. 5. Get that pull and the squeeze. That's it. Exhale. Abs are in, gently leaning back. 2 and 1. And let's take it back to standing. We're taking it back to our standing plank position here. Once again, we're going to turn around, palms facing out. So lift your arms up overhead so you feel a bit of a stretch in the shoulders. Walk out slightly with both feet until you feel a little bit of resistance. And from here, lift one leg up. Now really press that heel down into the floor and try to lift your knee as high as you can here without rounding the back. Breathe, stay steady. Abs are in. Brace your trunk. Imagine someone's gonna punch you in the stomach and you're bracing for that punch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down, give your shoulders a little break. Let's walk it out again. Extend up, brace through the core, leaning forward, and lift the leg, making sure that you're balanced. Keep bracing and holding. This should feel just like a plank on the floor, where the shoulders are gently fatiguing, but the abs are balancing and bracing. Keep breathing through. 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk it back in. We've got one more set of lat pull down. So from here, come to that kneeling position. Brace to the core. My bands are all twisted. Lift through the chest. Let's go for 8. Here we go. 8. Breathing through it. 7. Remember to get that squeeze at the bottom. Pulling those elbows down. Chest is lifted. Abs are in. Keep this up. 3. 2. One more here. 1. All right, shake it out. From here, we're finished with our kneeling pad, so you can move that out of your way. Set it aside. We're going to take it into a chest press. So once again, we're going to keep quite a heavy weight on here. I'm going to use my 4 bands, but I'm going to be moving it down in the door frame. So take your band out. From here, we want this to be about chin height because we're going to be gently pressing downwards. So just tuck that inside the door at chin height. Securely close the door on the band. And from here, let's step out. So overhand grip, the band is just slightly behind the elbows, and step forward. Once again, the forward foot doesn't matter. This is just for stability. Lift through your chest so the back is flat and the chest is out. Pull your abs in, and from here we're going to take this into a chest press. So we're going to exhale as we push out and inhale back in. Ready? Here we go for 12. 1. Breathing through it. 2. Squeezing and bracing. 3. Gentle bend in your knees. 4. Really get that squeeze in the pecs. When you push, pause on that outward press to get that extra push at the end. Breathing through it. 4 more here. 9. Keep it up. 10. Breathing through it. 11. 1 more. And 12. All right, shake it out. In between, we're going to take this into a core exercise. This one is called a Palloff press. In the Palloff press, we are going to use the band doubled up. So you're going to hold both of the handles with your hand looped around it on the same side as the door. Now step out from the door so that you have a bit of resistance And we're going to start at chest height. And my elbows are pointed at 45 degrees, slightly down toward the floor. I'm going to brace through the core, and from here, I'm going to press. Now, the band is pulling me to the side, so my core will have to stabilize the feeling of being pulled away. Try to keep your core as steady as possible. So on this, we're gonna go for 8 on each side. Brace your core, shoulder blades back and down, gentle bend in the knees. Ready? Let's push out and back in toward the chest. Exhale, push out. Now, if this feels a little easy, just step out a touch more. And then that's where you're really going to feel it. So if you're finding that you're not getting quite enough resistance, just get that tiny step away from the door further, and you're really going to feel that core brace. Exhale. Inhale, 2 more on this side. And we're just pressing straight out in front of us. 1 more. And back in. Let's turn it around. We're going to take this over to the other side. So simply facing the other direction. Once again, we want that nice wide stance. Arms in front. Ready? Let's go for 8. 8. Breathing through. 7. Keep this up. Pushing through it. 6. Abs are in. 5. Brace your core. 4. Exhale on the press. 3. Keep bracing the obliques. 2. 1 more here. 1. Woo, shake it out. Give your core a little bit of a break. We're going to go back to that chest press. So once again, stepping out with 1 foot. And again, that forward foot doesn't matter. So let's step out, stagger the feet, gentle bend in your knees, lift your chest so the shoulder blades are pulled back and down, and the band is just behind the elbows. So it's actually just gently touching my elbows right now. Lifting through the chest. Here we go. Exhale for 10. Remember to get that little pause as you push. So pause on the extension to squeeze the pecs. Breathing through it. Bracing your core. Exhale as you push out. Inhale back to center. 4. Keep this up. 3. Really working those chest muscles. 2. 1 more here. 1. And shake it out. We're going to take it back to our Palloff press. So once again, step it out. Bring your hands together, looped through the resistance band handles. Bring it in nice and tight, so you should already feel a little bit of resistance here. Bending at the knees, nice wide stance. We're gonna press out in front. Let's go for 8. 8. Now remember, it should feel like the band is gently pulling you toward the door, and you're resisting with your core to prevent rotation and prevent bending. Exhale. Inhale. That's it. You're going to feel the chest working here a little bit since we're fatiguing the chest in between. The chest should be getting a little tired as well. 1 more, 1 more. You can do it. Woo. Shake out your core. We're going to take it over to the other side. So turn around, facing the other way. A little bit of resistance on. Feet shoulder width apart or gently wider. Ready? Here we go. 8. Remember, brace. 7. Squeezing those obliques. 6. Core is strong. 5. Keep this up. 4. Pushing straight out. 3. Resisting. 2. 1 more here. 1. And shake it out. 1 more round of chest press to finish off these sets. So let's step out. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Gentle bend in your knees, lifting your chest, pulling the shoulder blades back and down. Let's go for 8. Here we go. 8. Woo, chest is tired now. 7. Get that squeeze here. 6. Bracing the core. 5. Exhale as you push. 4. Keep this up. 3. Almost there. 2. 1 more here. and bring it back. Grab a water break here. We'll set up for our next move. Up next, we are going to be doing a tricep press down. Now for me, I need to remove a resistance band to get the correct resistance for a tricep extension. So I'm going to take the bands out of the door and I'm going to remove one of them. So I'm going to be removing my red one, which is actually the lightest of these. I'm going to be keeping the black, green, and blue bands attached and simply unhook the red one and take it out of the door frame attachment. You can set that down. Now we're going to be going back to the very top of the door frame here. So once again, loop this through at the top, secure the door, and close it. From here, we are going to be doing a tricep press down. When we do this, we want to keep our elbows in nice and tight. And a common error with the triceps press down is that people have a tendency to lean into it, rounding through the upper back and shoulders. And this means that they're using the front of the shoulder to perform the press. However, we want to stand upright with the shoulder blades back and down so that we are focusing on using the triceps. So let's stand tall. Once again, adjust the band if you need to. For me, it got a little bit off center. So standing fairly close to the door, take your handles and just drive them downward so that there's a little bit more of the handle over to one side closer to you. Feet shoulder width apart, lift through the chest, set your shoulder blades back and down. Elbows should be in nice and tight to the torso. We're going to exhale and press down. We're also pushing slightly outward. So let's go for 12 here. Ready? Here we go. Exhale, push, and then release. And when we come back up, we're just bringing the forearms parallel to the floor. We don't have to come up any higher. Once you feel that resistance sort of come off of the tricep, you've gone too high. So we're just coming up parallel to the floor and pressing back down. Keep your elbows in nice and tight. That's it. 8. Breathing through. Core strong. 9. Get that extension. Squeeze. 10. 2 more here. 11. 1 left. And 12. All right, let's lower this down. We are going to take this into a rear delt fly. So now that you've removed one of your bands, we are going to use that band for rear delt flies. So we're going to have an overhand grip on the band with a little bit of slack at chest height, setting the shoulder blades back and down. And from here, we're going to pull outwards and bringing the resistance band in toward the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades together. So set your feet in place, shoulder blades back. Ready? Let's go for 12 here. 1. Pause to get that squeeze. 2. Pulling the shoulder blades back and down. 3. Focusing on the rear delt, which is the back of the shoulder. Exhale. Inhale. Breathe through it. Chest is lifted. Core is strong. And there's a gentle bend in the knees. Breathing through this. 3 more here. 3. Exhale. 2. 1 more. 1. All right, let's lower this down. We're going back to our triceps press down. So once again, feet shoulder width apart. We're going to stand fairly close to the door. That helps us to keep our elbows in nice and tight to the torso. Lifting through the chest, gentle bend in the knees. Let's go for 10. 1. Really working the back of the upper arm here. Get that pause at the bottom to squeeze the triceps. Breathe through it. 5. Keep this up. 6. Remember, don't let your shoulders cave forward. Abs are in. 2 more. 1 left here. And shake it out. Second set of rear delt flies. Grab that excess band. Overhand grip just outside of shoulder width apart. Gentle bend in your knees. Shoulder blades back and down. Let's go for 10 reps. 10. Get that squeeze. 9. Pulling the shoulder blades back and together. That's it. Keep this up. Breathing through. Squeezing those shoulder blades. 4 more. 4, 3, exhale on the pull, 2, and 1. One more round of triceps press down to finish this round. Staying nice and close to the door, elbows in nice and tight to the torso, and gentle bend in the knees. Let's go for 8. 8, elbows in, 7. Remember, don't let your shoulders cave. You're standing tall. Breathe through it. 4, 3, 2, one more here, 1. Ooh, shake out those arms, grab a water break here. We're gonna go to our next round. Now our next round is going to need a lot less weight. We are going to be doing an exercise called a face pull. And this exercise is going to create a W shape in the shoulders as we pull back. So I'm actually going to reduce this down to just 1 band, but I'm going to use my heaviest band. For me, that's the black band. So we're going to, once again, remove a couple of bands here. So I'm going to remove my black and my green band. Just unhook them. And then you can take this out of the door frame because we are going to go a little lower, and you can pull those 2 bands out. Set those aside. Now, for this one, we want the band to be right around chin height again. So we're going to place it back in the door frame, right around face height, tightly close the door. And with this one, now that we have our handles slightly down, we're actually just going to adjust those slightly, put them back into the middle. From here, the correct position for the face pull is to start around chin height. So my palms begin facing down, and I'm going to have a gentle bend in my elbows. From here, this is going to create a little bit of an oval shape with my arms. And I'm going to pull and pull back in a W. Now you can adjust your foot position. So for me right now, I'm a little bit too far back. So I'm just going to step it forward so that when I pull back, I'm actually able to pull my hands behind my ears. So you should step forward enough so that you have that amount of resistance on. When you pull back, you can feel the shoulders working. All right, so feet shoulder width apart. Start with your palms facing down, and there should be a little bit of slack on the line here. Shoulder blades back, ready? Let's go for 12. 1, rotating. So you're pulling the shoulder blades into a W. You're pulling and rotating at the same time. Gentle bend in the knees. Breathing through it. 6 down. Keep this up. 7, 8. Push through. 9, 10. We've got 2 more here. Get that squeeze. And shake it out. Lower this down. Up next, we are going to take this into a bicep curl. So we're going to be doing a hammer curl. You won't need your handles. We're going to be using, again, those excess bands. So I'm going to be using my medium bands here, my green and my blue. Oop, if I can grasp them both at the same time. From here, we're going to hook them under one foot and gentle bend in the knees in a semi-lunging position. This is going to create just enough resistance for me to curl up and back down. And I'm just holding my palms facing in, squeezing my grip around the handles or around the clips. Lift through the chest, shoulder blades back and down. Let's go for 12. Here we go. 1, back down, exhale. 2, breathe through this. 3, keep those elbows in nice and tight. 4, squeeze it up. Breathing through. In this exercise, same thing, oftentimes we let our shoulders cave forward. We let the front of the shoulders do the work because they're a little stronger than those arm muscles. However, we want to make sure that we're focusing on biceps. So try to keep that chest lifted and the shoulder blades down. And let's lower that down. So we're going to take it back to our face pulls once again. Feet shoulder width apart. Make sure there's a little bit of slack on the line. Lift through the chest, start with your palms down and elbows bent. Ready? Let's go for 10. 10, rotate and pull. 9, squeezing back in that W. 8, breathe through it. 7, focus on the back of the shoulders. 6, strong core here. 5, exhale. Inhale. 3, keep this up. 2, one more here. 1, all right, lower it down. One more bicep curl. So once again, holding on to the clips. Place your foot on top of the bands. Walk the other foot back, shoulder blades back and down, semi-lunging position. Let's curl up for 10. Here we go, elbows in. 10, breathing through it. 9, keep your elbows in tight to the torso. 8, exhale. You got it. Keep this going. 5, abs are in. 4, try not to let those shoulders come forward. 3, keep this up. 2, one more here. 1, and lower it down. We've got one more face pull, working the back of the shoulders. So once again, a little bit of slack here. Feet shoulder width apart, elbows bent, palms down. Here we go. 8, pulling back in that W. 7, bringing the hands back behind the ears, getting that squeeze in the shoulders. Breathe through it. Get that squeeze at the top. 2 more here. 1 left. And lower it down. Grab a water break here. We're gonna go to our last round. We're going to take this into a dead bug position. So with this one, our band is going to be quite low, and we're going to be on the floor. So you can use a mat. I'm just going to be doing this one on the carpet. You can use a beach towel, whatever feels comfortable for you. So I'm going to set my extra bands aside, and from here, using my black band, I'm going to go quite low here, underneath the door handle. So this is about 2 feet from the floor, securely closing the door on it, and you can just let those handles down. From here, we are going to be on the floor in the dead bug position. And the dead bug requires our hips, knees, and ankles to be at 90 degrees with the head down and the neck relaxed. When we add our resistance band, we're going to push the resistance band forward, going from over the head to over the chest as we extend one leg. So we're going to alternate legs. So grab your band, reach over. Now you might need to scoot forward. So right now I have a little bit of slack on my line. I'm actually just going to go out a little further here. And then now my band has a little bit of resistance. Lift up 90 degrees, flexing at the ankles as well, pushing the heels out. From here, I'm going to extend right leg, bringing the legs down with the heel out, and then other side. Exhale, bring it in. Exhale, pushing my band outward, driving the back of the shoulder blades down into the floor, bracing through the core here. Heels stay pressed out. Breathe through this. Keep it up, keep it up. 2 more. Well, 2 more now. 1 more on each side. 1 left here. And release. You can lower the band down, and we're going to stay seated all on the floor. We're going to come to a seated position, grabbing a medium extra band. From here, sitting up nice and tall, shoulder blades back and down. We're going to start with our palms facing up, elbows in nice and tight to the torso, and just a little bit of slack on the resistance band. From here, we're going to extend outward, rotating the shoulders in an external rotation and back in. Let's go for 12. Breathing through. Exhale. Remember to sit up nice and tall. Abs are in here. Now this resistance shouldn't feel really challenging. It should just feel like it's getting a little bit of a stretch in the front of the chest and shoulder, but that the rotator cuff, which is a tiny muscle group deep inside the shoulder, is doing the work. Just gently rotating out, keeping those elbows in. 3 more here. 3. Breathing through it. 2. 1 more. 1. And lower it down. Let's take it back to our dead bug. Now, if you felt like the dead bug resistance was a little bit light, you can either add an extra band onto it to have a little bit more resistance, or you can change your grip a little bit on the bands. So I'll show you that option here. So once again, lower down, reach back, grab your bands. Now at this time, if you felt like the last set was easy, you can go ahead and double up. So here, I'm going to double up my bands, and I'm going to extend and push. And this is going to make it a little bit more challenging. So if you want to stick with the first type, you can stick with that, or you can add an extra band and pause. Shoulder blades back and down, hips, knees, and ankles all at 90. Ready? Let's go. Exhale, push. Bring it in, exhale, and push. Breathe through it. Keep the heel pressed out. We're going for 10 here. Drive the back of the shoulder blades down into the floor. Keep the head resting on the floor or on the mat. Exhale. Bracing those abs. 2 left, 2 left. 1 more here. And lower it down. We're going to take this back to 1 more set of rotator cuffs. So sitting up nice and tall, grab onto that extra band. Elbows in nice and tight, palms are facing up, and the hands are just about shoulder width apart. Lift through the chest, and let's rotate out for 10. Here we go. 10. Pulling outward. 9. Keeping the chest lifted. 8. Focusing on the rotator cuff. 7. Keeping those elbows in. 6. Exhale as you pull outward. Inhale as you come back to center. Shoulder blades back and down, sitting tall. 2 more here. 2. 1 more. 1. And 1 last set of dead bug to finish off. So let's lower down. Once again, grab onto those bands. If you need more resistance, just scoot further away from the door. You can have a band in each hand or overhand grip, holding both through the handles. Lifting up nice and high, hips, knees, and ankles all at 90. And let's push and extend. Here we go for 8. 8. In the dead bug, keep your heels pressed out. That will help you to brace the core through every rep. Breathe through this. Exhale. And a forceful exhale will help you to really get that brace in the core. 2 left. 1 more here. And release. Let's lower it down. Let's stretch it out. Cross. Right leg over left. Let's stretch out our glutes. Loop the hands behind the leg and drop the shoulder blades back and down. Nice big exhale here. Breathing through it. Stretching through those glutes here. And take it over to the other side. Cross the opposite leg over, loop your hands behind, push the heel out, drop your head, neck, and shoulders back down, and try to relax the back of the shoulder blades down toward the floor. Breathing through. Letting your heart rate come down gradually after the resistance training session. And release that side. Let's take it up to a seated position, stretching out the chest. Clasp your hands behind, lift through the chest, roll the shoulder blades back and down. Breathing through this. And let's stretch out the back. Walk your hands out in front and then just walk them away from you and just gently drop down. Let yourself round through the upper back and shoulders. Just relax through that back. And walk it back in. Let's stretch out the shoulders here. Cross the right arm over, pulling the arm in. And if this feels easy to you, hug it in just a little bit tighter. Bring it in closer to you. Exhale. And let's take it over to the other side. Pulling that arm in. Once again, if it feels a little bit easy to you, hug it in just a little closer to your torso. Really stretching through the front of the shoulder here. Breathing through this. And lower it down. Lastly, let's stretch out the neck. Place your fingertips just above the ear. Guide the head down toward the floor. Take the opposite hand and push your fingertips and palm toward the floor to lengthen through that side of the neck. Gentle on the neck here, but it should feel like a nice stretch through the side of the neck all the way from the ear down toward the shoulder. And gently lift back up. Let's take it over to the other side. Fingertips just above the top of the ear. Guide the head gently down. Take that other hand. Push the palm and the fingertips down toward the floor. Nice deep breathing. And shake it out. We're all done for today. Thanks for joining me, everyone, and I hope you have a great day. See you again soon.